Hey, Mr. here. When I'm in the middle of Clash of Clans and I'm waiting for army to train and I don't play Builder Base because Builder Base sucks. No enjoyment in the game. I play games like Bowman on the computer. It's a free game. It's a flash game. Link in the description below where you can play this. Nice little time waster game or a time filler game if you've got a few things you can do. We'll just start with a practice. I'll show you what you can do. Then we'll have a look at a few of the options of the game. So basically, practice we're going to be shooting a board. I usually will do 100%, start off with roughly 10%, just so I can see where the target is. Okay, no target within that 10%. So I'll then crank it up to 15, 16, whatever. Still no target. So we don't know where the target is at this point in time. Basically, it's just a bit of trial and error. Okay, so 20% is roughly, we know where the target is, roughly 20%. We'll hit it, say 22, and we'll see what that does. Okay, got the target at 22. So at 22%, roughly, there we go, 21.8, see how that varies. So we can hit the target at 21.8. So that's basically the practice. You can keep on practicing. You can add other elements into it. You can add wind and things like that into the game as well. Okay, so now we come into versus the computer. I'll show you a couple things with the computer. Again, I'll start with 10% and 100. Now we don't know where the computer is, and it's going to be someone firing back at us. So at 10%, we don't know. Okay, so he's tried 15%. So we're going to try 18. We still haven't matched him. So now he's trying 21. So paying attention to what he's trying, so we can try, say, 23, nearly 23. And we've got him. Straight in the chest, we got him. Okay, so he's overshot me, so we're going to use 23% again. And this should be a fatality, roughly 23%. Two hits, and that's it. He's bleeding out. He's dead. So he got a shot off, but I'm the winner. So that's just the game, basic. Now, if we go to settings, we can add a wall. So we'll have a look at the wall. We won't add the wind yet because the wind's random. Either you get the wind or they get the wind, and I've had the case where the wind is so strong my arrows couldn't even reach him. So we're going to do the computer again, but we're going to have a wall. Now at this point we're probably not going to go with 100%, but we'll just do 22% trajectory with 70% power, see where that gets us. Okay, there's the wall, so the wall is way far back. So let's try 40% and say, yeah, 100% power. Let's just see if we can see the wall. Okay, so no, we couldn't see the wall, but we got pretty close to him. So I'll try 45% again, roughly. If I can adjust the power. 45% with 85% power, and we'll see if we can... Well, I don't know where that went. I think that went short. So at this moment, I don't even know where the wall is. So what we're basically trying to do is we're guessing where the wall is, and we're going to adjust the power because we just went a little bit past him. And oh, look at that. See, I hit him, but his arrow shot mine out of the air. So 45% and 90% power was roughly what we got then. Now, hopefully he doesn't shoot before my arrow lands. No. Okay, so that time my arrow went short. So we'll try the 45% again with 96% power. And that's twice he shot my arrow out of the air. That's not really fair. So we're going to keep going again with this because at some point he has to relinquish that. It's not quite... Oh, I just got him. I just saw a little spot of blood then. So we don't, didn't really show us him bleeding out too good. And I think we're at about 95, 45. It's all roughly give and take. This is what we're trying to do. Oh, So he shot my arrow out of the air again. So he's done that 3 times now. So I think the computer knows he was probably a goner at that point. So 96% and roughly 45 degrees. We're just playing around with it, not being too precise here. That just went over his head a fraction. So as we just keep adjusting, we're trying to keep it close to 45, and power is, it's all close. It's all hit and miss sort of stuff. And again, he shot my arrow out of the air. Come on, computer, this is just not fair. 45% and 95 power. Oh, no way. This is so not fair. Shooting my arrows out of the air. Okay, 90, 95 and 45. I've got to get one through. Oh, what a rip-off. Anyway, I'm not going to progress with that, just showing you the game at the moment. Now we come to my favourite part, which is the bird hunting. The bird hunting, there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can, if you've got a little timer that you're running, maybe a little stopwatch, put it on the corner of your computer or something like that. Set it for 5 minutes and count how many birds you can take out in 5 minutes. Or let's say you want to have a target of 50 birds. You'd have to keep track of them and then have a little stopwatch again and see how quick you can take out 50 birds. So basically you're going to give 100% or whatever power you want and try and shoot the birds out of the sky. That's pretty well what you're going to be doing here. Here we got one, and that's all you're going to be doing is shooting the birds out of the sky. Now sometimes you can get a 2-in-1 shot. Sometimes I have been able to, oh, that went straight through him. So sometimes when the bird, you've taken out one bird and the other birds, as the bird's falling, it takes out a second bird. So you can get a 2-in-1 sort of thing. And I've also done a 3-in-1 where the falling bird has taken out 2 other birds as it came down. And you can of course adjust the power of the arrows that you're shooting. You don't have to always make it 100%. So obviously it's a little bit difficult to try and get 100% shots all the time because you're using your mouse and you'd have to keep on bringing the mouse up to the screen all the time, like to the top of the screen to try and get it. Now, if you can, if you just want to do, you can see I'm just doing rapid fire. Now, these things don't have 100%, no accuracy. I'm just throwing arrows in the air. And you can actually shoot your own arrow out of the air. And sometimes they land on your head. So I've got a dead bird sitting on the top of my head right now. So there's a 2-in-1. So the arrow got them both. Just the momentum of that first bird carried through to the second one. And if he falls down, oh, he nearly fell down onto that other bird. I was kind of hoping he'd fall onto the other bird just then so you could see how there we go. So the momentum is carried him through to that bird. And yeah, so this one is just, to me, it's loads of fun. There's a couple of ways. You can just, don't even count the birds. Just shoot until you've got the ground virtually full of birds just falling down out of the sky. And I thought I would get that one then. Can I get that from afar? No. Oh, almost got him. I'll get those 2. 2-in-1 shot. So yeah, hey, and that's another avenue of the game. You could just say, well, I'm going to play for 5 minutes. How many 2-in-1 shots can I get? And if you want to go back through your game, you can obviously say, this will just be endless. That birds will keep on flying and endlessly fly. So if you want to go back through your game, then you can do that as well. So record 5 minutes or watch 5 minutes, like you'd have to record it. Oh, look at that. You see the arrow came back down. So this is, okay, so that's the bird hunting. So I'll go back to the main menu, which is a thing at the bottom of the screen here. Then I'll show you a little bit with the wind. So we'll add wind, we'll take the wall away, and we'll go to the computer and, oh good, I've got the wind with me. So that means it's going to be a little bit harder for the computer. Oh, I've overshot him, so he's really close this time. So you can see that, let's try 6%. Oh, that just, what did that go? Straight through his legs. So you can see that we'll go, say 8%. Got him in the heart. So he's really, really struggling. And I'm just 8%, 100% power. And that's it. Game over. So you can obviously try it or change it to more hits, which is when that comes on, I'll show you the more hits thing. So I'll go to the settings and we can make it 5, which means that we now have to do 5 hit. And now look, I've got the wind against me. So this is going to be really tough if he's far away, because my arrows won't even make it. And his will just fly right over, which you've seen. So I'm going to try 20%. Okay, so we might be reaching a point here, he's just got me, that I might not even be able to get him, depending on the wind. That's it. So 25%, so he's got me twice. So just showing you that he's in a position now where, in all seriousness, my arrows might not even be able to get him. 30% just went past him, so that's given me a little bit of hope. So we'll go 20%, 27 and see if that lands. Oh, that went even further. So the wind's being a little bit erratic here. So 30% just went past him before, but 27% also went past him, but not quite as far. See, he's hit me with 3 shots, and now I've reduced the percentage again, and my arrows are still going further. So he's hit me with 4 shots now, and now I'd reduce it again. So once I'm down, that's his headshot. He's the winner. So that is basically Bowman. I love it for a bit of a time waster. I love it for doing something while I'm playing something else and I'm waiting. I'll fire this up in the browser. I usually have it in an open tab. I can just have a quick game of it just to waste 5-10 minutes or something like that. Or I'll sometimes just see how many doubles or triple birds I can do, or so on and so forth. So that's Bowman. Link in the description below. Play it while you're doing other things, or if you just want to kill a little bit of time on the computer. Anyway, that's it for this video. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. And until the next video, thanks for watching.